Ya abo adesumamba ha Adom TV seme koso my Ghana mu ya boabo no ye de somsa Adom TV enwumre no siakase ensem na doso yie pa na so de di makotene bia na enwumre obetene bia ne se ena ya da wiase nyina yesi honom say International Youth Day ne senti United Nations o manam senior wo my Ghana mu e de foto mamebu no nyina na ne nsema wo de tu dwa no kase mu ya de ebesomo na sanso so no swafo a ohwa konadi ho nsem so ena de nani a twa Jamestown Fashion Hub kohwe dwumadi no epempenso akwakoju wo kira na ni age ho pa eye na akane mampanye John Jomani Mahama ena so epa on youth manifesto ehwontoma UPS siapon emu ekowie kire nsem bebre na no de tu dwa ya 24-hour economy na so eka ho bi ya ne nyina no de mamabuno nsem we bi adwadi apomoden obi man so akokansie ni gide ne nyina ka ho bi na makase no ewie peye na edemu Facebook/Adom TV Extra kase no honom DSTV Go TV so sansem we nyina no echwakumo live honom channel so say www.adomonline.com so okon ma sansem pay ubenya bia kenkan podcast so honom ma ubenya bia tie midin eduakatachi eje iskapa yentwa ye ho ye ba say den semisi fatie no mehase nsem no ase enfan free sunyane na Concerned Assembly Members Association of Ghana eda de sreto NPP na NDC na manyokwa hodo aka nyina nim sese bana somo ne namoma ya fa na nyina mu na mo manifesto working kan yombo homoden a assembly members no do wo mu ebehwemu bi na wonhwe hu no sebosumi bia obetumi akya wo muka Concerned Assembly Members Association of Ghana eda de sre eto NPP NDC na manyokwa hodo wo man Ghana nyina enim se wo mo manifesto ahodo a wo mo kenkan wo man ya fa na nyina mu no wombo homoden no fo wo mu enhyemu bi no hwe hu no sabre bia obetwa wo muka na aboa mo dwumadi ahodo a wodi wa assemblies mo no etumi akonanim abro panyina association no oda no David Atachum eni Adom kase hwehwe nkomo no okire mu ese adeba akwa obia enima ne se nya de o my Ghana mo no assembly members age bosomi akatwia na se won sabeka sika gese wo mudi nkan ye nhyiemu ansa na sika won saka na ebie wo mu ampanyefo de motorbikes abre wo mu ano babua wo makona bedie ensem mu
eba assembly members and the unit committee members are yada de akatua bia anim na from 2019 de ba na yabodawura yaka se braso se amamra na yade ebu Ghana no yebeye nsakiraye bi ewum se beya yenoma proximity assembly members are yebene yade hyenom no abana be hyehyɛ bi se bosome bia no yenka se omutua mpineka omuntua eka yenka se omutua president ka omuntua eka na mom there should be some sort of allowance, monthly allowance bia ebetima boa ewo yabato mpeso aso ne edwumadi ayedi de ntia ye kana sa ye kana se ni se akrada oko school na ohia mwa no the best person na obene na obekoro ho eya assembly
enwachi assembly members ahodo a wo mokasa association ho eso ni Adom kase di sankomoy
because akufado pension ye to abanti minim se anya hwede by now the motorbike kra no esen ke yetimi anya bi but to now emaye kra se bia ye betindi aye ne niam bi so baso a niam bi ba se omo kan hye wo assembly ho ma twera kwa mini DC na kasa se ye pe bebia man beto bola gunka bola kenten ko omo maye bi na nka yemfansi bebi nso ye nya omo se hwe ni assembly ho nsuo ye nhia nsuo ho ye nibi na ball street balls ye nibi na areas bebi wo ha light nko ye ni nyina ye nibi ade bia ade beche bia mesore no na nipati mekwan anu amuhia moa
mayenkwa half mantam no emu na Mashie bedwani ya wojunema wona West North mensene ne mu wa half mantam ne mu eye Patrick Bano make say nnuane ahodo ne mahodo bi nso ka ho odini nyina kwa komade suafo a ewo senior high school say wo eye wo mo peso anu eso ni nyina ne say betumi aboa amadwane a wodi wo honom no aya akono na ye kama
Patrick Bano City North Mashie bedwani ewa hafomantam mu wodi nnuane akwakoma senior high school sa ewo na bato peso anu so honom nyina se de be ya ebeboa de suafo no adidie mu ebra wode emo bag dunum ene anwa de no aduane boxes miensa ekoma adesuafo a wonom ewo Ola Girls Treko Ampem Jamfiku Manini ene Jedu Technical Institute ewie ya na wotu adesuafo ne fo no ene wode to wonom anim se ansa na wonom benya adwene ye muda honom esuade no ade se wutimi edidi yie ne senti ena wode sa niam yi akwakodom wonom
gidi se ensahwe ya me bai aboa pa yi achede am de bro mo no staff no ene school for no any aso yo almost had the said there as out to any mu say you say the one mu na head e doso enti Oliver Twist ask for more my be school see na mu de na so almost had the said there bi no matoto manim say bibi ti say me call enkran me ne education minister and kasama on
Headmistress Awada Ola Girls Senior High School ano Reverend Sister Antoinette Abiu and the Vice Principal Administration Awada Jedu Technical School ano Swale Abubakar ene amani boni nkomo twetwe mu no wono mo da e Mashie bedwani yase se wode se anuani ababedom won
nyame asese enenso wasa ba time a yene form 34 e kasa enti ade a yene age yedanase enya we nkwa na waye ma omo oye enyama bebre ama school no ye bompa ese nyame be koso astra no
enuane a ode abreye no ye bedanase na yasre nyankopon enhira de amano aban edi nuane abreye enuane egu ha edoso pa nyame anim last week cry ekofa bi na wasandi bia beka ho I think say ebeboa yen ama nkra no omadidie mu akoyie
United Nations for woman name senior wo my Ghana emu Charles Abani with your futu emu my Ghana this year nyina kan kan abuna wo my mu sabra egusua wa abato afi mu no mo homodia se won jeja wo ho ema amanyofo ana samanyoko bia enfo wo munye nkuru tujuma ni mabasabasa be say my Ghana yasumdie
Charles Abani, a United Nations Residence Coordinator, ewo Ghana hanom. Bra wo kasa ewo International Youth Day celebration a wonom eye ewo gumu afete ya na itie da so ene from click to progress. Youth digital pathways for sustainable development no. Eno wura yi edito mabunu nyina animu se wo ma wo ho kwan ema amanyofo emfa won so ense wo manyi dache. Ba hye mabunu nyina enkran se won ko empresa asumdue ebebo o man mu sene se amanyofo be se wo man edi apre won mu ankasa dachi.
Surely working with young people has always been a big passion of mine. In my previous work in Kenya, in Liberia, and many other countries, I always witnessed firsthand how young people can serve as engines for change, as young parliamentarians, as election observers, as influencers. And since my arrival to Ghana, I've been similarly impressed by the vibrancy and energy characterizing youth in this country.
Jumedina Sieno, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia, Yawoye, Mampenia Bedi Chira Onukruya, Esanso to Franca, Ama MPP Amanyukuno, Edito Mebunu Enimuse, one you won't huni, one pa quine pa, or befaso Ama Befontain time, Emun Fason, one Muswenya Bie, Nabua Meni, and Cancro.
The status quo. Whenever you come up with a new idea of doing something, someone will tell you it is not possible. Someone will tell you it will not work. But let them know that it is possible. It is possible. Persevere. Believe in your ideas. Work to them. You might not succeed at first, but go on and try it again. Look at it a different way. Keep pushing on the ideas and you will make it a success. Believe in yourselves and your potential to change the world. You can change the world. Embrace both the traditional knowledge and the technological advancements to position yourselves as digital pioneers for Ghana, for Africa, and for the global community. I want to thank you, and may the spirit of innovation, collaboration, and sustainable development guide us all.
Opanyina wotu Franca Adama NPP amanyoko no mprempren de o Ghana mampanyia be de chie Dr. Baumia sembia odi atudwa ene se Ghana ban na ehwe ne mu se CCTV cameras be se 50,000 empemedu no omo sabetumi aka na myamya hodo wo my Ghana mo na mansini ena mantama hodo no de nyina bobo ho no mebetumi aboa e wa hobambo nsem ne mu.
Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia edi atuja se budgeta wonu mu behia se be ya 50,000 cameras a wopese wede bobo omemu afa na be bia na aboa ama nipa bonefosem so atie no ne nsa ka afri so afo a wo national security so enchen wo kasa wo International Youth Day celebration ekoso e wo gomu afete ena Dr. Baumia edi tuja se aban eye adwumaden se de be ya obebo aban ba adwuma yekuo na wotumi ate nipa bonefosem so e wo men.
So I asked National Security to provide me an estimate of
of how many cameras we need for every district capital and every regional capital in the country so that we can see what is happening in the public space. So they come up with an estimate of 50,000 cameras, and we are going to get them the 50,000 cameras to cover all district and regional capitals to help the police so that if you go and commit the crime, we will see it feely and come and catch you and make sure that we support the police.
Modembo ya MPP amanyokuo no abo ewo internet connectivity mu no ura ne kasaye mu no wadi tuja
gone up to 73% from 32%. So we are getting close. My goal is to have above 99% internet penetration in Ghana. That is where we should go, and I believe we can achieve it within the next 4 years. We are going to make sure, and in that process, I want us to break down the cost of data. Data is very expensive, and we are looking at bringing down the cost of data to allow participation in the internet economy so that our young people who are, the cost is a big barrier to our young people. And so I want us to look at how we distribute spectrum, for example, to the telcos, and have agreements with them that we can give you this if you reduce the prices of the data to our young people and to our communities.
Mamenyina sansim yeso na yentwa ye hombra ye ba nsem aka ekire no mede betwaso sansom akwa aba emra Adom TV enwumre no sia kase iso afi yenhwe nsem a edi honom osofo hwa kwanda die nsem so wened na ne ekire Jamestown Fishing Harbour ekohwe adwumadi ahodo mpanyefo de sike modu ehyemu pempen so asanyumadi no akwa akoju owie ni nyina no wode to nsentwerefo enmu se na ni aje ho pa eyi osofo hwa kwanda bedie nsem so kwaku for wiasiama nsem bia wode ya to join se adwuma na ekoso wo Jamestown Fishing Harbour no na ni aje ho pa no de sane nsem ye to dwa e wo ne da na etwato a enyumadi na ekoso honomo ode na ni kohwe ye no di ho adanse wa bananso ho osaka de ka ho se
engineers of ICS and then thank them for a good job done and the contractor also for having got of all the difficulties completed the construction of this project. Today is not a commission. We are coming for the final inspection, and by the council says, then after that, based on the advice of GPH, and we then sign the certificate. Then we go to President to inform you about the completion of the project, so that you do the honor of commissioning it. So to the media, today we are just coming for the inspection. But I don't want anybody to create that impression.
Ninya na ho no wo hwe ne mu se ebe ye mfasode edema afarefa wo mpotane mu
I try for mutual understanding and respect. So I think that this facility, I can assure you, will put to good use. But let everyone rest based on that. I think that we can improve on it. And because as I'm talking to you, I'm having a discussion, GPH having a discussion with me about the management of this facility, because we also need to act in a different manner that you will be able to maintain such facilities. And also, if on our own can also add up to it. It's not really that people will do something for you, and when they come back in about a year or two, then you will find a team right about and it becomes another. So we are having a discussion whether you are going to have a joint ownership of the private sector so that we can earn some economic activities to it. Then you can earn some level of income. Because if you say we are going to rely solely on another income or a little tool that we will take from the fisher folk, it will not be enough to maintain the facility. And if you don't do that, then you add additional burden to GPHs.
Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association edia futun kranhwe ma midwives na nurse fo a ewo man Ghana emu se so man Ghana be ya ejina ye nyina ye so te so mo from man modi omani a kire man foforo mu akwakoye adwuma de ha adwen pa won nyina akoso ante no man Ghana mu no hwe hu se apomodensem no abrebia no begina abrane
ɛyɛ na mpɛn bebree no ebi mo hwɛ ɔmo asetena mu ne ɛka ɛda ɔmo so ne ade a ɔmo hwɛ a ɔmo ntumi ntina ha they feel otu kwan a kakra a obenya wɔ hɔ no ɔma ne de bɛfi a yɛsesa esan sɛ sidi no eni ahoɔden no ɔbɛsesa no na ayɛ bebree na wetumi di ayɛ deɛ wɔsɛ ɔyɛ asase bi na ɔpɛ a na kaa bi na ɔpɛ atɔ anaa sɛ dan bi na ɔpɛ sɛ ɔhyɛ ase a na aboa ama wetumi ayɛ mpɛn bebree no so no through this youth boot camp yɛhyɛ aseɛ in the year 2020 no yɛde kwan ato hɔ a ɛboa yɛ youth na ɔmo association ɔmo na ɔmo dɔɔso paa nti sɛ na ɛbɛyɛ a youth no aside nursing and midwifery na ɔmo practice no ɔmo bɛsua biribi foforɔ entrepreneurial skills na ɔmo de ayɛ adwuma as an additional source of income see a youth boot camp no so bɛhwɛ ama ɔmo asua nneɛma bi te sɛ decor, event planning, bead making, ne de keka ho se na be ya omo call back to omo regions nneoma na omo sua ne bi na bi betumi de aye adwuma na aboa as additional source of income.
The other spices na kokomoti pa wadwumadie no wasoye na sene na ye nto akase no so kane mampanyi John Mahama mprempren de ono na wotu frank adema NDC amanyoko no ene ne youth manifesto pa hontoma ewo UPS suapon ne mu ne nsem bi ode tudwa ene se mprempren maga ne mu no sede ye adwuma don hwere nwotwe ya ade ba ko bia mo akora ne nyina nam so bi nti na mabina wo man mu enya adwuma enye nti de beboa ene 24-hour economy no.
Emabuno bebree ya wonom efri mantamu dunsia a ewo man mu ene kotwehye a ye wo bra na ndi samanyokuo no eda wonom emabunu ani suade hunu enkrata manifesto no adi enkrata no wonom atudin say the pledge na enhyehyeye a amanyokuo yi edi ba begu akwan mu se de be ya se wonom nya akwanya eba bediman so a wodi begu akwan mu na aboa ama mabunu ehu ato wonom ene wokoda na die ewo honom John Mahama ene etu franka ama NDC amanyokuo no ensem bi a ewo emabunu ani suade hunu enkrata ni mu no wadi tudwa.
My dear Ghanaian youth, the 8-hour work system that we currently operate is woefully inadequate to generate the production, the productivity, and well-paying jobs that are needed to revive Ghana's bankrupt economy. They are also inadequate to produce enough jobs for our young people. As I stated during my John Mahama Live virtual event some weeks ago, extraordinary times require extraordinary interventions for exceptional results. It's a policy that is not peculiar only to Ghana. A 24-hour economy will enable one job to be shared across 3 shifts and employ 3 persons, providing job opportunities for 3 workers instead of 1.
John Mahama edi atuja se ojidi ye pa se na manyoku NDC no 24-hour economy policy esi wonu ani so no se wonu bedi man so a wonu betumi aye.
Essential components of the public sector's 24-hour service, that is for the public sector, would include a 24-hour ports and harbour, 24-hour customs service, 24-hour banking service, 24-hour vehicle licensing service, and 24-hour passport services, amongst others. I also intend to incentivize the private sector to operate 24 hours, and targeted sectors in the private sector would include 24-hour agro-processing, 24-hour manufacturing, 24-hour construction, 24-hour sanitation and waste management, 4-hour transport services.
It was a media seno mebno dom frefo ema manyokuno George Pariado edeto mebno nyina ne mo se de kane mampani John Mahama ekano wo monya ne mogidi pano fo wo ho entosofo wo nani ensoso wo entoso sanso ba ban mo behwe se sade wo kane nyina ne betumi abam de ama wo mu ye no beboa mo na setena abrabo mu ahenha wo.
Any political party that wants to be seen as a serious party, our person winning elections, no, you must place special emphasis on young people because they constitute the bigger number and almost no more problems at all. So the NDC seeing this have decided that it's time that we go that direction. In 2010, President Mills, the late President Mills, at a Constitutional Review Committee, one of the recommendations of the Fiajo Committee in the Bayern is that we should even decouple the Ministry of Youth from the Ministry of Sports. Because issues affecting young people, and look around you. The issues in Ghana today, majority are young issues that affects young people. You know, As a political party, we feel that it is important that at this time we focus solely on youth issues and then speak to the young people. And then on a day like this, being International Youth Day, it is the best time to sign that social contract with the Ghanaian youth and tell them, what do you intend to do for the good people of this country? What I can also promise Mama Ban is that by the time you leave here, you'll be convinced that President Mahama is a man with vision. His vision for young people is going to be spelled out. One of the things that the decoupling of the Ministry of Youth from the Ministry of Sports. President Mahama promised that he's going to set up a ministry solely for youth development, and today we will speak to that. We're also talking about inclusion. When older people meet in the boardroom and are making decisions, that affects young people. Somebody must be seated in there. Somebody who is young enough and understands and appreciates the issues of young people must be represented in there. And that is why President Mahama is promising that he's going to set up the youngest cabinet ever.
International so sapomodern kasi Pepsodent eka abofo wo maso yasneti Pepsodent de ye wo herba ne wo chako ni nyina ye adwuma pepepe se de wo say eyi sinifita no na e mana hoden soso a enya asem ketoa afima ye hwe nsema edi so e wo apomodern emu na asante asama hene eye elda barema e champion sapon to sumie no opanyin nsem bia wode atodwan ne se wiase yimo no suban pa na brapa wo hoi e ade bi edemo pan chanelsefo a wo ma hye adwuma na sefoforo no bo homodin a senkyerɛkyerɛ wɔn mpanyinfo de ma wɔn no wɔn ma wɔn remfi wɔn tungu na bi nso ɔde suban ba ebe bata ho sɛ de bɛyɛ bɛma wɔn akyɛ wɔ adwuma no mu na ma nipa so aka nsɛmpa ɛde fa wɔn adwuma no ho.
Pimpinu and Yununai, Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association, one Mebunu Boot Camp, one Ayan on the Bota and say, Obabua, Ama Mebunia, one Maya nurse for no, when Yansan, Juma, now one nim dear so Mwebi, Jumedina say Enna, Asante, Asamai Hene, Elda Berima, a champion sapon, a share Mebunina in crime say, one Subayan Kasan once a son said the Beya, nurse Juma Woyano, Obe to me a quenimu a woman.
Shake you from crime say, yes, I see a year who say, you be pinning the Ankasa. Nanimdia, the knowledge is power, but it should be true knowledge. Say pa or maimu, adia bakwa aqua chepa ye subai. Say unyanimdia na uni subaya, you become a dangerous species in the society. In here you for kanokre, you for omia jumadine, you for no unyanya jumano person and the boss yepe. Quambia and the boss will do be an one or person for short time. We need abotrekra and abotrasu ye suban.
Prince Opuni Frempong, a National Youth Coordinator, Emma Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association. The Kasayimun wachire mu say, be in fear numunye ya wo shesa youth boot camp no aseno. Emebuno beso hensia and a wenya mu emfaso.
We are over 90,000 getting to 100,000 youth nye intimi makra inti ehwem na ye ebiaba no maba besua more or less like trainer of training into ye be sua de wi a na yakọ akwa de akọkyere afoforo na aka no nti ehwemu a eneto so a imfie enum ni 5 years I started GRNMA youth boot camp. Over 600 nurses and midwives and omaba ama de training in various diversity. Ebi wa ha medical negligence, ebi wa health, ebi wa law, ebi wa social media. This year ye ba besua said ye yogurt, ye besua said ye fascinators, ye besua said ye detergent, parazone, any liquid soap. Ye ba besua said ye beat, ye beat, ye key holders, any your market na de chance so krano. Medical negligence koso no lawyer kukudam, any ba be film na afensu yesua enyoma efa unionism ho nti no ene ade a ebeye no afi
we twade mo ne nsoso no Bank of Ghana ediama ne boaba betudwa ekire mu agina ya wo mu asi ye no nti odi won ho akwakohye gold for oil program ne mu no kura nam so ema auditor general adiama ne boaba betudwa ekire se de omo tie akwakowura se enya de se omo ne kane mineral marketing company edidi hon common wo kire de enya de bibisa akora wo ho no mokura na wo mokura mpo no IMF won hyehyɛ ya hodo odigu akwa mu se wo mu ndi so no omo goso edi so se de be ya wonya fonso bia.
What the auditors picked up was that they thought that the gold for oil also involved other entities, which is different from. So instead of the MOU, which they thought legally was not binding, it was not on that part of the race. They wanted us to upgrade it to a full gold purchase agreement, which PMMC was doing already under the gold for reserves. They were buying it within the same framework. So they were buying it, and the part they were buying within the same framework would then be used for the gold for oil in times of crisis. The central bank's participation in terms of financial contribution to the gold for oil is capped, and nothing more is being added to that. So it is the receivables that are coming from within that cap amount that's being used to continue to finance the gold for oil program. The gold for oil program is on track, and the reason why the risk for the separate account is mitigated somehow is that the central bank's participation in terms of financial contribution to the gold for oil is capped, and nothing more is being added to that. So it is the receivables that are coming from within that cap amount that's being used to continue to finance the gold for oil program. So yes, it's on track. The central bank has to take every decision that it has to take possible to ensure that we don't have disorderly collapse in the financial sector, and that's precisely what the central bank did. So we used the gold purchasing program to be able to purchase more gold for oil, and had an MOU with PMMC to be able to do that. Now, as that happened in the time of the crisis, then we started the process of having formal agreements, which we started discussing with PMMC and all the others involved. That is what the auditors picked up, to say that the MOU was not sufficient and it has to be moved to a formal gold purchase program, because this is a deviation from the gold purchase program for reserves.
Na mesame nyina sansem yeso na menton kra ye mbra ye ba okoma nkra ba kwa waka edi agodie mu nsem ebeto aso.
Sama mena sese oguso Adom TV emra so agodie mu nsem na nwumre so de no ma menje bre na fe menfe no so ento aso emao na fe yen hyase emfemfiri Ghana football ne mo ne hwese de a enkomo no esifa atie de a Oraket Edwin Semono Kraku eye FA president den sem kakra to dwase o hwenim se ne pensi obekoso ada no wa hwe amande Ghana Premier League ayeba bebo no de friend say video assistant referee etweniti awaka de se va no wo hwese ebetimi edibiaba ama Ghana League no etimi akonene.
Use VAR into our football. We will. Ekwembia so ebefa ebe introduce VAR into football as part of your overall strategy at improving refereeing, starting from our GPL. We will. Enti aboshe eba.
Etina se we ene ensema Oraket Edwin Semono Kraku wode etu edwa afiemfie ne enchiemo ewo enkrata sem sports betting event a ena no memne da sajumede eba so ewo Accra Metropolitan Assembly dankesia eno ewo enkrane mo no ena ukoma host no na Natalia Ando wono ejina mo dendende amajumede no krabehwe wie no yene mpanimfo ebe cheche ade no ene wo mo a attend ni bi edi nkomo wo mo nsemdie.
There were some things that ne how then no munim emunim diebia, but after some I say I answer no or messing a whole lot. So this is a program I can confidently tell people say a buankro for.
The advice little more moon church from the Amaya North Smith and Professor I'm Professor Tati in the Bribianti. The chum the my idea. Yes, you are the baby and my buyer so Lord farm Eddie Flumi Crumba and me did say me moka.
Senior former president Kaya, when you saw your Juma Baku. Wow, though Senior Utie Limujia sports betting the Yajuma. And Tinajuma Biano, Unya, we so attachia, and also bet me I
more education every what we represented today. My boys Nina Eben star on Bebete responsibly.
Etina se we enhihye sron kwa ye sebe a league ne ba be hyase ye betimi ehunu kwa be fa so etwa bet ye kuye nim ne nkoma ppm no ye de ne nyina so ebebro ma me fancy na fedwumadi aka so ento aso mfama within the Kobe Stone okumankra ba ko amaka ensuroja dura enwono nomere 1 sheshe
when you need money so no kidi na Black Sheriff for more than jom foforo abadie odato so lomo na nsem bi odetu dwa abra no ne do na view etwetwe nkomo bo kire musafe na wate ase pa de ntia Black Sheriff Ghana de she ensin ho agro.
We got in the studio, he wrote his side, recorded right there and there. We went home with that.
Now what you try mono one more Mashie the woman ta fa share so e won kramanta ne madom kase kopie mu honom de ekosu nyina no yaboabo no ye de som se sansem ni sina se want me ka bie ma medin e de okatachi ejes capacity so se okwakoda pepsodent odi bi betwetwe so na o sina ifita na ye kama brebia
be ya ye celebration e be di mu ene ukwe kwa me kuje ni ka be ko be ka ba me ka ato ameshi to bonu mene na afu ehi ne aba ato ameshi wa me kuje ne nunke yu ene nunke yu bana ka gbo ko be ka bibi okomi agbo ko be ka bibi okomi be bibi oleji yu agbo edi nu ato ameshi amen bana sofu ele ntamente haji no na mente hanye te fi oten fi owo ni tumu ameka je ha je wo ni tumu ni ene to mo noko ni shade doko nto ma ken fi party to ma fi party drafi aha me ko me ye ame yo na shete na me ha ame da blo nya na me mo ko na e che o ha je bo ni bo e ba ba de bo ni le ba ba ni ba wiele ha na kan ba chu ni ha
do ba kwe oto ye inside ko ba wo gbe iwo we akwe oto ye kwa akohwe eto na omudi ewe inside no na senior grandma che mu we honsi afibia na edipie na ugumpai emano 3 times in a year na afi no wudi epie the good luck eba ofa na you ewa nken ye de bayire nko na eye na eno nso e kire se ye ma omuntiri nkwa the good luck na ebreye enti me metonini a me ba bedi